Hey, Sam here, and I know your day's crazy, but I've got a quick idea to take your stress from overwhelmed to under control. So let's tackle systems from the classroom to your living room, one simple step at a time. This is the Simple Systems with Sam podcast. If you've ever been made fun of for owning too many different colored pens, I think this episode is going to make you feel very justified. The simple step for today is to simply add color and make the visual easier. We can do this to help us sort, organize, and prioritize things. We can do it to help recall information, but whatever system you already have could probably benefit and be simplified by just adding a splash of color to it. And I have to say, I wasn't really obsessed with color coding things until about college. And I don't take the word obsessed lightly. I have a problem where when I get really frustrated with something, sometimes I hold on to it for a little bit too long. So I had a professor in college. It was an engineering school, Missouri University of Science and Technology, and he was a psychology professor. Psychology was not like a top tier program at the mostly engineering school. So I struggled with psychology and trying to connect all the dots and understand everything that was happening. I sat front and center. Every lecture, front row, right in the middle. I had a giant bag of pens, and I took so many notes. Each and every lecture, I was there just scribbling away. I was trading out different colored pens. I was doodling, drawing connecting lines, writing ideas in the boundaries, everything that we wish that our students would figure out how to do now and try to train them on how to do it now. I was doing it. And he gave me a D on in-class participation because he said I was coloring too much in class. Frustrated the heck out of me. So here I am actually focusing on teaching my students how to color while they take notes, and just trying to spread the psychology behind why color coding things is actually helpful. Sorry if petty little things bother you, because that is really one of the pettiest things that I hold on to this day, but I think it benefits everybody. So let's talk about it, okay? Color coding is so visual. Our brain loves visual input. We remember images, we remember silhouettes, we remember colors way more than we remember names, specific words, time of day. The fact is that if I were to write 4 different words in 4 different colors, you wouldn't even need to know what the words meant. But if I said, hey, what was the red word? You could probably spell it for me. And that's because it takes a little bit less effort to just absorb the color and categorize it than it does the actual details. This is also why I think the rainbow trend has come back so full force. I mean, rainbow bookshelves, if you have the patience for that, then you go for it. It drives me bonkers trying to set it up, so I always give up about, yellow. But then also you think of the Home Edit and their rainbow organization. Rainbow is a pattern that we are taught from a very young age. Think about all the baby toys that are rainbow ordered blocks or little stacking rings. And I could get nerdy and tell you it's because our brain has an easier time processing things in rainbow order just because of the energy from the wavelengths that it's emitting through the light waves. But also, rainbow is just a natural occurring color pattern. Our eyes feel so satisfied seeing things in rainbow order, which is why we're seeing so much of this rainbow organization coming around. How can we use this to our advantage? How can we use the fact that our brain loves visual input and that rainbow colors are so satisfying to us that you don't even have to really think about it to know where certain things are? We're going to use color coding to help simplify lots of things. And I'm going to run through a few quick examples because it's really personal on what you feel needs help being grouped and organized, and maybe also put into a specific order. I won't go into how I teach my students to do color coding in their notes just yet. But hold on, I think I've got something in the works for you guys. But let's talk about how you as the teacher can color code things at school. I actually color code my class periods. I give myself a visual that my first hour is red, my second hour is orange. Personally, I always withhold yellow for myself because it's my favorite color. Last year, my third hour was green instead, and that was fine. Nobody knew because it was my own system. But I can color code their seating charts. I can color code the folders that I put their grading into. I can color code so much based off of that, but then I also color code my courses that I teach. If I'm looking for a paper in physics that I handed out, my unit binders for physics are yellow. My unit binders for my freshman classes are blue. And by knowing that, it's easier for me to find and grab what I need. And you can go even further with this. Maybe you have a hard time remembering what each file was for on your Google Classroom or in your Google Drive. You can put an emoji or the color at the front of it so that you know, oh, the yellow circle means it's this class, or maybe it's my red hour that I can do here. And I'll tell you, if you color code your seating charts, you're going to learn your kids' names so much faster, just because you're going to be able to associate the color first and then pick through just the section of red and try to remember Josh's name, because you can visualize the red sheet of paper. And so you're not picking through 150 kids a day, you're just picking through that section of 25 or 30 kids. Also, this year, if you've been following me on Instagram, I'll continue to show this off all year and see how it holds up. But I've decided to color code my lab stations. Instead of having lab station 1, 2, 3, whatever, I have lab station red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I have a pink, and then white cabinets are all mine. So my cabinets are also color coded. Everything by the red lab station is red 1 through 10, and so on. And I just think that it's easier to do that than to number 1 through, I don't know, like 180 or some ridiculous number of cabinets that I've got. Then they can also just identify themselves as the orange lab station or the yellow lab station if they need something or if they're turning in a paper. And it just makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so let's talk about some ways that you can organize by color at home. I find that by giving every person in my family a color, I have simplified so many things. For example, my color is yellow in our house. Everything that is yellow probably relates to something that is involved with me. My oldest daughter, her favorite color is pink. So anything that's written down in pink, anything that's highlighted in pink, the pink backpack, the pink lunchbox, the pink snack container, those are all hers. We do this even as far down as our dinner plates for the kids. So I buy sets of plates that are in their colors or something close to it. And when I'm making dinner, I cannot tell you how handy it is because I do not accidentally cut the wrong person's sandwich in the wrong shape. If you are a parent, you understand what I mean. I don't put the wrong condiment on the wrong plate. It's very visual, and so it kind of cuts down on those errors, which saves me a lot of sanity. Like I could color code their laundry baskets so that I could put things out really easily and they know which one is theirs without needing to read because they can't read yet. Then there's also things like color coding storage bins in your storage area. If you are super well organized and you know where everything's at, don't worry about it. But if you're like me and you're like, where's that one box of Christmas? I just put a red piece of tape on the front. I don't even have to write on it. The red piece of tape is Christmas. So when it comes Christmas time, I tell my husband, bring up every box with a red piece of tape on it. And then we go through it and we put out the Christmas decorations. For productivity and efficiency, this is a tip that I think could be utilized in just the right way to make you more efficient in your tasks that you're doing. So if you follow the block schedule, then you could assign each block a different color so that you are working your way through the day. Or if you have a task list and certain things need to be done in a certain order, and you don't want to have to refer back to this list every single time, let's say you have tasks that need to be done in a certain order, I would go ahead and assign those to different colors. Because if this has to be done first, tasks that need to go A, B, C, D, I'm actually going to be way more likely to follow it if it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, because there's something about skipping a color of the rainbow that is not okay. It kind of like grinds my gears a little bit because I want to make sure that it's done in a full set. So that's something worth trying too. If there's things that you don't really want to do, but you know need to get done, prioritize them and then assign them in rainbow order. Maybe write them, maybe highlight them, maybe have a laminated sheet of paper with different colored stripes. That way you're crossing out your red tasks, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Then there's also the obvious things like putting your different clothing items together by color so that you can see how much of each color that you own, where you can remember that blue shirt is going to be in that blue stack. It makes your closet seem more appealing because it feels less cluttered because you're not interpreting all the different contrasts right next to each other. At home, you can color coordinate your calendars for each person. You can make file folders that are different colors for level of importance or things that need to happen. When you get mail, you can sort it into personal, bills, due right away, all those sorts of things. And you can do that also with your email inbox. If you haven't noticed in Gmail, if you use Gmail, you can change the color of the star to say that it's important, and you can set different colors for different themes or priorities. That way you can categorize your inbox without having to move things too much into folders if you still need to act on it. So look around at any of the systems that you already have going or something that you really want to get a little help kickstarting and see how you can implement color or color coding to make it run just a little bit more smoothly. Especially if you are a mom or teacher of little kids, colors make it so easy for them to start helping out, and they really want to, but they sometimes get overwhelmed without knowing where to go. So if we give them red tasks, if we give them blue plates, let's see what type of systems they can start helping with. Thanks for letting me get on my little soapbox for a bit. I hope to see you next time. Bye. Thanks for hanging out today. I hope that this simple step will help build big results in your classroom, home, and life. Remember to subscribe, review, and tag me on social media at Engineer Does Education so we can build a simple system together.